they're not going to do it because they don't feel comfortable with this guy. Because more times than not, those guys fuck up spots. Yeah. Let's be honest. But with me, it's like, no, let's go do this. And that's why you get those 5-star matches.
Right.
A referee can make or break a match, man. And I know every time I'm in the ring, you're going to get fucking 5 stars, buddy.
Not if you're wrestling in front of Dave Meltzer.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
I told you I was going to get you. Go ahead. What was your question?
So would you say the most important thing as far as officiating a match is the rapport that you have with the wrestlers and the camaraderie that you develop over the years with these guys, because you've been in the locker room with them, you traveled with them? Is that the most important thing as far as being an official and establishing that relationship with them?
It's one of the things, because you're boys. You're out there on the grind with them, but at the same time, you got to be able to know how to work. Because you could fuck up a match as a referee. You really can. And I've seen guys religiously. I mean, Monday Night Raw, there was guys, those referees. I mean, where they false. That's on national TV. I mean, Vince is getting soft, or somebody there just doesn't give a shit anymore, because those guys would have been fired. Because at that level, you can't make those type of mistakes, especially on national TV. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable, man. Because that's just Bush League to me, if you really call it. But it's knowing how to work. I mean, and if you don't know how to work, then how can you help these guys? How can you help enhance the match? How can you be there and not be there? And it's funny because working with guys at that caliber, I told my wife this the other day. I said, what's great, and this is just me, who I am. I said, I could go to WWE today, and I could work the main event at WrestleMania this year. No fucking problem. Because that's how good I am. Whereas other guys who are working the independents and everything, they can't say that. And it's not an ego thing. It's just an experience. It's knowing how to work, knowing what's expected, doing your job the right way, and, working hard, man. That's what it is. And I can do that. I mean, they could call me today and I could go work WrestleMania. Easy. And I wouldn't blink an eye. I'd just go do it, and we would rock. Real simple.
I was yesterday or a couple days ago, I was having this conversation about the Rey Mysterio, El Hijo de Perro Aguayo match that took place in Mexico a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Happened on my birthday.
Wow, damn. And I was telling somebody that I noticed something in that match. I could be wrong. I mean, I've never talked to Ray about it, and I don't know if you have, but
nope.
I saw, just watching the match, I see where I think Aguayo takes like a bump outside, but you never see the referee check on him or anything. And I said, I think that's because in Mexico, no offense to anybody that watches Lucha Libre, of course, but I don't think they have the same, again, that's what you were saying, the same training that you guys have here. Because I noticed in WWE, Lucha Underground, I can only say those two because Impact, from what I hear, has a lot of rookies referees. But
you're paying those guys $50.
Yeah, but I'm saying WWE and Impact, or even NXT, I mean WWE or Lucha and NXT, I noticed the referee, as soon as there's a certain move or something where you guys feel like, maybe this guy's injured, you do go and check on them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the same thing that I did? Kind of like, maybe if they would have checked on him, maybe they would have been able to know he took a bad bump, maybe during that match.
It's hard to say because some guys work differently and some guys, sell differently. So it's really hard to say. I mean, nobody really knew what was going to happen. Yeah. But to your point, I mean, I'm always checking on guys, and it's just the magic of how we do it. My wife goes, I can never tell if you're talking to him or when you're talking to him or how you're talking to him. She's like, it's just, it's part of the magic. Yeah. And I'm always checking on guys, because here's the weirdest thing. It's the smallest bumps, clotheslines, or running the ropes where you get the biggest injuries. In my career, I've seen that happen.
Right.
Where the bigger bumps, guys all day long, but it's those little clotheslines or twisting a certain way. It's just like, boom. The injuries happen right there. Good example of that is when I was working New Year's Revolution with Triple H and Shawn against Rated RKO.
Right.
Hunter was just coming in to break up a pinfall, and that's when his quad blew. I mean, something that simple.
Wrong step, yeah.
Wrong step, man, and boom, that thing was done. And just shit like that.
Yeah.
But I'm constantly checking on guys. And here's the thing, knowing how to work. When guys are selling and when they're really hurt. And having that rapport with the guys and knowing how they work and what's going on with them. It's one of these things, it's instinct. And there's things in the ring for me as a referee that I can just look at a Johnny or somebody and I know where they're going. I know what they're thinking. And it's just, at this point for me now, I just say, what's finish?
Yeah.
Where there's other refs, I've seen guys and stuff, and, okay, well, this, that. It's like, what's finish?
Right.
And I say, hey, is there anything specific that I need to be aware of? I go, oh, yeah, we're going to. I was like, all right, cool. Well, you want to walk through it? Yeah, let's walk through it once. All right, cool. And then I'll envision the match. I'll just take a step back, and I'll have them talk their match through and everything, and I'll envision the match, and I'll know where to be in my head. So I see guys out of position because guys are doing this and they're over here and this and that. I envision, so when the match is actually happening, I know exactly where to be. And it just happens. I don't even have to think about it.
That's another thing I noticed lately. I can just say, as far as WWE goes, even Impact and NXT, the referees sometimes they're in the camera way. And I noticed that years ago. You guys, I think it was you and, of course, Kyoto. And Robinson. We're never you never were in the camp. You never were in that wrong angle where you're just covering something, or on a pinfall. Sometimes the referee's in the wrong position. And
what I hate the pinfall is when guys do this and they go 1, 2, and they go,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I like it to look like you're actually going to hit. Robinson is really good at the 1, 2, and I'm like, oh.
I actually skin the mat. If you feel, I got a callus right there because I skin the mat right there. It's just I make it that close, and Mike Kyoto taught me that. He taught me that.
Really?
Because my counts were good. My counts are great today, but my counts are the same from the first false finish to the finish. I don't speed up or speed down. My counts are because you know why? I'm not going to give away the finish.
And I hate I don't know if you guys noticed the exaggerated counts and that's how you know it's going to be the false, because it's like 1, 2, and it's like you said, I'd rather have it go 1, 2, and then from the first to the end, because I want to believe it's over.
And then what gets me is guys are laying flat on their stomachs and they're doing this. It's like, what if these guys just hip toss or do something? Yeah. They're going to fly on you. They're going to hit you. And, it's like, come on, guys. Be in position. Be ready.
There was a match yesterday, in fact. I don't know if anybody caught Monday Night Raw, but that's what happened yesterday during Seth Rollins, John Cena, where I think Cena kicks Rollins off of him or rolls him off of him, and Rollins I think he was supposed to jump a little further, fall a little further, but the referee was right there laying down.
Of course he was.
So Seth kind of lands awkwardly to kind of land in between Cena and the referee. So if you haven't seen Raw, watch that match and you'll see exactly what you're talking about.
And the other thing that just irritates me too, and I see guys at WWE do it, is when guys are in a hold or in a submission where referees are tapping on the mat, they're tapping. It's like, why are you doing that? Why are you tapping out for the guy? It's like, come on.
Yeah. We had a Facebook question.
Yes, you found a couple.
All right.
It says, Carlos wants to know, have you ever hesitated to tell a wrestler to wrap up their match on a pay-per-view?
No. Pay-per-view, you got times. If you're not hitting your times, and I've done this where the next false finish or whatever, and they're still trying to get their shit in, I'll count a 1, 2, 3. I'll go to the back, and if guys are upset and guys were upset, let them explain it to Vince that they weren't hitting their time. That takes the heat off of me.
And then I have Ivan. It says, Marty, what do you think about the referees having to practice like wrestlers when they first start instead of focusing solely on refereeing techniques and tactics?
I started out practicing doing moves, so I know all the moves. So if I need to take a bump, I know how to bump, But the thing is, Vince and WWE always wanted referees to bump like shit because they didn't want referees bumping like the boys, So I learned how to bump, but I learned how to bump shitty, but in a safe way.
Right.
But I'm all for it, guys, learning how to do it. But here's the thing. If you're going to be a referee, you need to learn both aspects of it. And that's exactly what I did, And I'll get in the ring from time to time, and I'll roll around, and I'll take bumps and stuff. I'll run the ropes and everything just to keep that little edge.
The referees, I didn't know either, had to be in some damn good shape to be in that.
I may be a fat guy, but damn it, I can move.
You have some good cardio, man. I can tell.
I can move, man.
We were talking with Butcher a couple of weeks ago because we had a young referee on, and he said he referees some, and it's one of the hardest jobs in wrestling.
It is. It's funny because I get guys all the time, you know. I mean, like Ray refereed a match on Lucha Underground. I think it was season 2 or season 3, and then Son of Havoc had to referee. And they came back and they were like, "How the fuck do you guys do this, man? This is hard." They were like, "It's like, dude, this is insane."
You know, I want to ask you because in WWE Lucha Underground you get the special guest referee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys sit in the back and you go, "That's what you get. Now you're gonna see what we go through," or do you see it like? I mean, we watch it as fans, and you're like, you see the special guest referee, and they're just lost in the ring, and you're just like,
you just go like, and not for nothing, I get it, special referees, but for me, when I see that stuff, and people, you know, don't take it seriously, it's like you just making referees look like shit. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh, it's not that fucking hard. You know, she can do it. You know, but no, it's a difficult job because. Here's the thing. The boys are working the matches, but the referees need to worry about false finishes, time cues. If we're getting yelled at in the earpiece, if they got to grab a hold, they got to do this. And we're making sure that safety, you know, the guys are, like we said earlier, safety and making sure that everybody. So we got to make sure that some dipshit in the audience isn't going to try and, you know, run in or whatever. And then when we're on the outside, making sure that the fans stay distance and stuff. And, you know, but there's a lot of different aspects, you know, going on. And then there's shit that we got to see or we can't see. Yeah. You know, and there's stuff that we can't see. And, you know, so there's a lot of different things that we're doing. And, you know, the guys are focused on their match, which that's what they got to do. But there's a whole different aspect to refereeing.
Best special guest referee you've ever?
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels?
Yeah.
Do we have another Facebook question?
Yes, you actually have two. One is from Steve. Marty, will you be at WrestleCon?
Will you be at WrestleCon?
You know what's funny? I've hit up a ton of promoters, but they all, well, it's budget, and I don't know. I don't want to fly a referee. So if I show up, but it's funny because somebody showed me a screenshot from the WrestleCon website, and I'm on there, and I was like, how did I get on there? Nobody's contacted me from WrestleCon. I know I had a conversation with somebody in Texas about 9 months ago, a year ago almost, about, yeah, I'd love to go out there and do it. And that was the extent of the conversation. That was it. And then somebody sent me a screenshot of that day before yesterday, and I was like, the fuck's that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Then Carlos would like to know, best referee, Dave or Tommy?
Tommy.
That was quick.
Tommy Young, baby.
That was quick. Super. You know, you were talking about the fans and keeping somebody from jumping the rail and running in the ring. Have you had any incidents, and which one do you remember the most?
I remember being in WWE, guys getting brave. And it's funny because if you go back and you look, more times than not, when guys have jumped in the rings or did whatever, it's the referee who knocked the shit out of them. You know? I remember kicking guys, getting guys in holds or punching people. And yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Love the fans, respect the fans, appreciate everything the fans do. But here's the thing. Never try to break into somebody's house. You know, that's where its circle is sacred to us. We've worked our asses off, and we're there to entertain you. You know, that's like you breaking into our home and trying to steal something. You know, you're entering sacred ground, so to speak. And for people to jump in and try and tackle or do something or whatever, that's just a big no-no. So I caution any fan, whoever has a thought of jumping into a ring, especially a Lucha Underground ring or whatever, I will knock the shit out of you. I mean, I'm just being
Don't get any ideas, compa.
No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest because you won't have to worry about the boys. You'll have to worry about me because that's like you breaking into my home and trying to make love to my wife. It's not going to fucking happen.
Any questions from the audience, or we're good? Okay. Got another one for you.
Sure.
What's more fun for you?